This is how you actually treat dating like a skill. I'm going to be breaking down the mindset of what treating it like a skill actually means so that you can level up this journey no matter where your starting point is. And I'm going to be telling you the actual action steps that you need to take that's actually going to allow you to progress in this skill and get better. So the first and most important thing we need to cover is your mindset going into this about treating dating like a skill. So no matter if you're starting at ground zero, you've never talked to a girl before in your life, or if you're doing okay, but you really just want to level up and get to that next level and succeed even further, this applies for you. Because what we need to focus on here is the process-focused mindset, not the outcome-focused mindset. So you want to focus on the steps that you're going to take during this journey that's going to lead to the outcome. You need to, identify what it is that you want to achieve. What's the outcome? Whether you want a hot girlfriend, you want to be able to have a rotation of girls, or just sleep with a bunch of hot chicks. Whatever it is you want, that's fine. Once you've identified it, just forget about it at this point. Now you need to focus on the action steps that will allow you to make this journey possible to get to that outcome. That is the fun part. The fun part is the action steps that it takes in order to get there. Because if you just got something, if you got that hot girlfriend from watching this video and then tomorrow you had her, you wouldn't feel rewarded. It wouldn't feel like you earned it. That is why the journey is the best part. And I didn't know what action steps to take when I was 18, 19 years old, but these are all things that I figured out and learned that's allowed me to get to this point in life where now I'm having tons of success and I know exactly what I need to do in order to improve and get better. So I'm going to be breaking down everything that you need to take, but it's really important to get to this spot, but it's really important that you understand that the journey is the best part, that those rejections in the mix that are bound to happen are all part of the learning process. And that a rejection shouldn't signal to you that you're a failure or that you're not succeeding or that you'll never get a girlfriend. It should just signal that you're on track with the journey, that you're taking the action steps, that you're getting valuable feedback in the process. The learning process is the best part. So you need to have that learner's mindset coming into this, understanding that this is going to take hard work and sacrifice, and it's not going to be fun. And there's a lot of things you have to do related to dating and outside of dating that are coupled, going to make you really good at the skill of dating overall, and that's what we're going to go into next. The first and most valuable thing that you can do if you want to get good at dating is start speaking to as many girls as possible in real life. This was the most valuable thing that I could have ever done at 19 years old, was starting to put myself out there and do exactly what scared me, which for me was talking to girls. That was absolutely terrifying. It would cause so much anxiety, so many negative thoughts, overthinking. And once I was able to overcome that by just repeating the thing that scared me the most until it was second nature, this was so valuable. And I did it mostly because I knew I had to conquer my fears. But in the process, now looking back, the whole journey was what I was learning was communication, not just like verbal conversation, but also nonverbal. Being able to pick up on a brow, squinting thing and be like, okay, maybe this is not a good sign, or, closed arms. These were all little valuable things that were immediate feedback that if I just put myself out there and started to talk to someone in the world, a girl, and there's plenty of them around, you will start to really quickly learn and pick up on tons of valuable things that will make you a better communicator. It'll make you understand nonverbal communication, and it's going to allow you to conquer any of the fears that you have, whether it's the fear of rejection, the fear of not knowing what to say, of messing up this interaction, of anything that you fear. It's going to allow you to conquer. And this was one of the most valuable things that I did, was conquering my fear of rejection. I didn't know what to say when I was younger. I learned what to say. I learned everything that I needed to in this journey. And I didn't use dating apps for the first year of playing the field. So the first 10 to 15 girls that I got with was all from in-person, going into nightlife, at the beach, at the gym. And this is where I developed that initial success. And without this, I wouldn't have succeeded to the degree that I have now in the future years on dating apps, and also coupled with real life experience. But I needed to have that in-person time where I was just out there talking to every single girl that I found attractive in nightlife, at the gym, at the beach, and this allowed me to develop so quickly. I can't explain how valuable it is, and the more girls that you talk to, the quicker you're going to develop. I promise you, this will lead to so much development in the skill of dating overall that this really like the most valuable thing you could ever do is just go out there and talk to girls constantly, actually pursue them to the degree of sleeping with them. That's one thing that I believe. I know that's kind of controversial. A lot of people don't really think that way too. But for me, it's been extremely valuable to go through the entire process of meeting a girl and then sleeping with her and seeing how the whole process unfolds. There's a lot of valuable lessons that she'll take in the entire process. So that is what you need to be doing if you want to get good at girls. Because then when I came to the dating apps and I had that easy, warm intro from a girl from Tinder, let's say, it was so easy for me to just be like, oh, hey, how's it going? Just that friendly, warm, charismatic guy, because I'd been so nervous 100 times before with cold approaching, to the point that now when I was just meeting a girl from a dating app, that was like the easiest thing ever. So even now, talking to girls in real life is still the easiest thing ever. But it's because I forced myself out of my comfort zone, and to make this into my comfort zone and actually get good at everything that's involved with making someone like you quickly, learning communication, learning conversation, knowing how to portray myself and be the most confident version of myself. This is all extremely valuable. And boys, this is why I created a high-level communication guide that's going to give you all my communicative strategies between verbal communication, texting, every non-verbal cue that you want to look for, positive and negative, so that you know what signals you're sending out, what signals to pick up from other people, and much more. That's going to be completely for free. It's the first link in the description below. Okay, and the second part that is absolutely necessary for this process to unfold, at least the way that it has for me, which I consider to be a massive part of the reason why I've had the success that I've had, not only with girls, but in life in general, is due to the self-development that I have taken on during these last 3 to 4 years since I was 19 years old and I got broken up with. Let me break it down for you. So I have coupled all that real life experience of talking to girls, doing things with my life, taking on sales jobs, starting businesses, with holistic self-improvement this entire time. So now almost 4 years at this point of reading every single day, meditating, and gratitude journaling, also reflective journaling. These 4 things, coupled with the real life experience of you going after your goals, of you talking to girls, of doing things in life like pursuing different career paths, online businesses, is going to make you a very well versed and diversified individual and the man that you want to be, that's going to be very attractive to girls. And let me break down why these things are actually so important, because sometimes I'll work with coaching clients and they'll question it and they'll stop after a week and be like, you know what, how does this help me get girls? How is reading a book or meditating or gratitude journaling going to actually help me get more girls? And I promise you, it has been the most invaluable thing that I have done in this journey, is the actual self-development part outside of talking to girls and sleeping with them and all that fun stuff. This is the stuff that has actually allowed me to level up at a rate which I cannot describe. So let me start with reading, which is one of the most valuable things, because knowledge is power, and that is what you are absorbing when you read a book. You are taking someone else's life's knowledge on a subject and consuming it within a couple hundred pages. Think about that for a second. A couple hundred pages you read, it can take you maybe 1-2 weeks, and you have consumed someone's entire life's knowledge on a subject. If you can truly digest that and apply it to your life, you have just taken someone else's entire life's knowledge. Think about how many things you've learned, how many lessons you've had to go through, and you can just apply that immediately. Now think if you've done that 100 to 200 times, as I have. That's how many books I've read. Over 100, maybe close to 200. I don't count at this point. But all I do is consistently read and apply the knowledge that I get. That is how powerful that is. That makes you such a well-versed, diversified individual, and it gives you so many different things to leverage to improve your life. So that's absolutely necessary. It will make you a great conversationalist. It will help you develop your confidence. It's a thing that you can do that will build trust in your word if you say you're going to do it every single day and you do it. There's so much value that comes from reading. I can go on all day. I can talk about this all day, but I don't want to make this too long. I think you get the point. Next, meditation. Meditation is going to cultivate awareness and presence, and it's going to allow you to de-identify with your thoughts. So for me, like I told you, I was super nervous to go and talk to girls, and when I was doing meditation every day, that's the practice of that de-identification with thoughts. So then when I was out there at the beach, and I remember one time vividly being absolutely terrified to go talk to a girl who I thought was gorgeous, I just went and did it anyway. I was like, my thoughts are not truth. Let me just go talk to her and see what happens, because my mind is not helping me right now. Let's ignore what I'm thinking. And that was the practice of meditation in real life. Outside of the daily 10 minutes that I was doing, that was using it in the real world. And then I went and talked to her, ended up sleeping with her that night. So that is why meditation can help you out, because it helps you be present. It helps you lessen your anxiety, de-identify with negative limiting beliefs. That is so, so valuable. And gratitude journaling is just something that is going to be a massive mental health boost. Every morning, if, for me, especially a lot of guys too, you start off in a negative state. It's not like you're super negative, but you're kind of groggy, you're tired, there might be shit you have to do that you don't want to do. And if you can train your mind in your most negative state to be positive and think of the things that you're grateful for, that is so, so valuable. Think about doing that over years and years. It's just going to make you such a positive, optimistic person that is going to reflect in every single area of your life. And lastly, reflective journaling allows you to piece together everything in your life so that you're very aware. You're going to be hyper aware of everything, and you're going to be very in tune with your emotions, and you're the first person that you need to learn. If you want to have high levels of emotional intelligence, you want to be witty, you want to be funny, you want to be able to be sharp and socially, there, like you want to be socially in tune, the first person you need to learn is yourself. If you know yourself, you'll know other people to some degree. So the first person you need to focus on really learning and mastering is yourself. If you can do that, it's going to help you so much. Coupled with talking to every single girl, you're now going to have so much data to break down, and it's going to piece together in your mind, and you're going to formulate all these webs between different things, and you're going to, over time, over a couple years or just even months, honestly, become this very, very intelligent individual in the most important ways. You're going to be very developed. And this is why I've been able to get with older girls who said they would never date guys under 30. And then they were there hanging out with me, who was a 22-year-old at the time, So this is what this will do for you. It will make you this well-diversified individual that's going to be very attractive to girls. It's going to help you level up the skill of dating at a rate that you wouldn't believe. And once again, pick up my high-level communication guide, which is going to teach you so much about nonverbal communication, about verbal communicative strategies, texting game, learning how to speed read people. All that is outlined in that guide. It's super valuable. You can get it for free. It's the first link in the description below.